Ladies and gentlemen, non-binaries, it's your boy Brian here once again at Bayou Bash Gridlife 2020. Now, I've shown you all today some amazing, beautiful drift cars, some time attack cars. We have seen the very, very beautiful essence of the top of the grid, and I've shown you the very bottom. But what I haven't shown you is a full-blown, beautiful, literal race car. And I say literal because it's actually in this man's name, literally. Like, I can't actually make that up or make a pun about it because it's literally happening. This is happening right now. I've said the word literal like 4 times, not 5 times, and I think I've ran my course with it. So we're just gonna run into this interview literally with Ryan Litteral. How you doing, good sir?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I am tired and hyped at the same time. It's a weird combination of like exhaustion and adrenaline.
It probably has to do with everything with, you know, we're at the racetrack drifting and there's like cloudy, rainy weather.
Yeah, it's beautiful clouds though. It's beautiful clouds.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
But you know what's also beautiful? Is this beautiful Nissan that you have that just sounds fantastic. Can you give us you don't have to tell us everything because you know your competition might be watching.
Oh, I don't mind. What do you want to know? Let me know.
Well, let's start with the front. What do you have under the hood?
So this is a RB25 Neo, built by this dude right here. It's my boy Kerry. It's RB25 Neo. It's fully forged. It's got Tomei rods, CP pistons, Tomei cams. It's got Freya valve springs, valves, retainers, plasma man intake manifold. It's got a Borg Warner 8474D turbocharger. It's got twin tile 44mm wastegates, plasma man intercooler. Sergio right here did all the fabrication for the piping, all the front end tube work. It's got ID 2200cc injectors. It's got a Haltech 2500 elite ECU. Yeah, for engine stuff. It's got a 4-speed dog box. It's got a R32 GTR rear end. It's got Wisvaps knuckle suspension, front and rear. It's got Feel 442 coilovers. Well, it's got 441 long strokes in the front, and it's got 442 two-way adjustables in the rear. Yeah.
Now, for those who don't know, this is a Pro 1 car, I believe?
It was a Pro 2 car at one time, and then, I mean, it's basically just been built for Gridlife and for promotional stuff. We just use it for, like, filming and just doing cool stuff. Just a cool car that does cool stuff. Yeah.
Now, you run Formula D.
I do.
Explain to us, what is that like for a high-end driver like yourself?
It's very tough. It's competitive. There's a lot that goes into the cars, a lot of investment, a lot of time of research and development, not a lot of time on track to get everything adjusted the way that you need to be. So the cars need to be adjusted and you need to be focused as soon as possible. So there's a lot of added stress with that, but it is very fun and very rewarding when all your hard work does pay off. And yeah, it's kind of been an up and down season for us this year, but we've had a lot of changes in a lot of areas. But the car is faster than ever, and we're looking forward to Irwindale.
Yeah. Final Battle is coming up. It's coming up. Now, what inspired you to get into drifting? Everyone has the same story I've asked. Is they all were street racing in their Honda Civics with no spoon engines. No spoon engines.
I've never been a Honda guy. I was never a drag racing guy. I actually came from motocross. Grew up racing motocross as a kid. And I saw some videos. I actually played Initial D when I was a kid at like the arcades.
Same.
Yeah, version 2 was my jam, dude.
Stage 3 was mine.
Okay. And then I had a bunch of friends that played that. I was like, 13, 14. I had friends that got into cars that I was playing with there. Still friends with them today, but they convinced me to actually get a car when we turned like 16. I still waited. I was 18. I got my S13. I started just like ripping on the street and parking lots and stuff. And then they started hosting local events in my town, like near my town in San Bernardino. And I just started doing events there, and just everything kind of steamrolled from there. I've always loved it. It's the only thing I've ever wanted to do, and I've always been lucky and fortunate enough to be linked up with great opportunities and been able to seize opportunities to help build and prepare my career.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Another thing about your car that I love is this paint. Like, the livery is just beautiful, from the flames to the transition from the red to the black. Everything's just fantastic. You want to go in on that a little bit?
Yeah, so the livery design is from my friend Ian at Factory 83. So he designs all the livery, like the layout and stuff. Me and him will go back and forth of what I'm feeling, what I'm liking, and then he'll add his variations. We go back and forth, right? And then the company called Super Wow prints all the vinyl. This is all die cut. This is like on printed chrome, which is like really cool. Not a lot of people have ever done that. And then my good friend Jose, a high school friend of mine, conventionally paints lowriders, classic cars. And this is like probably the only drift car he's painted. He's painted a couple other friends, but not a car of this level, never. So everything is, this is 5.5 pounds of paint huffer ruby red metal flake and about like 4 to 6 coats of clear. This is all like this is all airbrushed by Jose. Jose has the car for about a month and just kind of goes to town, takes his time with anything, good work. You know, you can't rush. So
is that baseballs in the roof or basketball?
So it's actually circles. It's actually supposed to be lines that intersect. But I mean, if you look at it like one-dimensionally, it kind of looks like that. But if you look here from the roof line, it kind of transfers over and the lines kind of intersect and cross. But, you know, from a one-dimensional way, not seeing, I can see that. You're not the first person to say that.
So I've asked this question a couple of times now today. With drifting evolving so much from the days of Tsuchiya in Japan with cars that made 180 to 300 horsepower and it's iconic 88.6,
right,
to now in Formula D where we have cars making up with 1,200 horsepower with redunculous steering angle.
Oh, yeah.
I feel we have entered a Group B era of drifting where we have no limits with a rule book maybe that thin.
Well, you know, the rule book is a little bit more intricate than that, but you're definitely right in terms of it being in a limited class. Yeah. There is no, I mean, to a certain standard, right? You know, there's no tube frame chassis out there. I mean, we have tube structures, but it's still, you know, factory unibody. You can only move your suspension in certain areas. So, you know, we are restricted on certain aspects where it does level the playing field, that everybody really does have a fighting chance. But with that being said, you still need to be heavily invested into your engine and drivetrain components to deal with the amounts of grip that we have, and having world-class suspension, you know, such as field suspension wise, to be able to put the tire down, and with good tires. You know, we run GT Radial and they've been fantastic for us, and you know, it's all a combination of what needs to come to fruition in order to be competitive out there.
Yeah. So, well, Mr. Litteral, I thank you for your time and
always.
your beautiful, beautiful car.
Thank you, bro.
You want to plug your social medias, your sponsors?
Yeah, you know, to go fast, you got to have confidence in stopping. We're extremely grateful to be partnered up with PowerStop. Take extremely good care of us. Make excellent products for virtually every road-going car on the road today. GT Radial, of course, for supplying us with awesome tires to come out here and put on a good show and give us all the advantage that we need on track. And huge thanks to Gridlife for putting on these amazing events for us to come out here and showcase and put a good show on for you guys.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mr. Litteral. I hope you literally have a great day. I'm sorry for that. God.